What is the absolute limit of human vengeance? Usually, when your worst enemy dies, the feud is over. They win or you do, and the dirt settles. But in the year 897, the Vatican proved that sometimes not even the grave can save you from petty revenge. Today, we're stepping into the darkest, most surreal courtroom drama in human history. A trial where the defendant sat dressed in full sacred papal robes, facing accusations of perjury and treason. A twist? The accused had already been dead for 9 months. This is the story of Pope Formosus, a man whose execution didn't happen while he was breathing, and whose wildest journey began after his heart stopped beating. If you think modern politics is toxic, wait until you hear what they did to him. Pull up a chair, lock your doors, and let's get into some weird and macabre history. I'm Steve, he's Neil, and this is...
Honourable Mentions!
Honourable Mentions.
Hello, listener. Say, what do you know of the Cadaver Synod? Pope Stephen VI, great name that, Stephen, or Pope Formosus. Sounds like fried turnovers from the Indian subcontinent with savoury fillings, hot spiced potatoes, onions and peas. What's that you say? Not a lot? Well, don't you worry, listener, because I bring glad tidings today. We're joined by a special guest, no less than the world's foremost historian in early Middle Ages Roman Catholic Church. It's my honour to welcome...
Hello.
Oh no, seriously? Hello, Neil. So you're the world's foremost expert, are you? It says here.
That's what it says on my CV.
And you're basing that on...
I know a little bit about history.
Okay, that's fair enough. In our episode about Marjorie McCall, you may recall Marjorie McCall, lived once, buried twice. Good episode, that, listener. Please go back and catch up with it if you haven't done so already. We'll wait here until you get back. All good now? You're back, listener? So, hello, Neil.
Hello.
In that episode, we learned all about grave robbers and what we mean when we say cadaver. So can you please remind the class what we mean?
Cadaver is a posh word for a dead body, specifically to be used in scientific practices.
Scientific practices?
Sod off. Yes, for used in scientific practices.
Why have I asked you that, please, Neil? Hello, Neil.
Why have you asked me that?
About cadavers.
Because you like to test me on my knowledge.
It's because, obviously, in the year 897, Pope Stephen VI held a trial for Pope Formosus, who was the predecessor of Stephen's own predecessor, and by that point had been dead for about 9 months. Easy to follow.
No, yes, I've lost about 6 predecessors there.
And this trial was called the Cadaver Synod, of course. But why did old Stevie put a dead body on trial in the first place, please?
It was something to do with history, and Steve didn't like the samosas.
Not quite. Shall we find out as we go through the Pope hole?
Through the where?
That sounds wrong, actually, doesn't it?
It does sound wrong, yeah. Stick it through your Pope hole.
We'll just move on from that. Now, this job of Pope they have, Neil. Hello, Neil. This job of Pope they have, it can be traced back to around 30 CE, Common Era.
It's not AD anymore, then?
Not anymore, no. Get with it, Neil. Get with the times. In those early days, the Pope, as we know him today, was simply the Bishop of Rome, which technically, of course, he still is. But back then, other major cities like Alexandria in Egypt and Antioch in modern-day Turkey also had big-ass bishops, and for a while the 3 positions were considered to be equal.
So there are 3 popes.
No, I didn't have any popes, really. There are 3 bishops of equal sort of power.
There's only 2 bishops on the chessboard, so... Well, actually, there's 4, but 2 on your side.
I don't think the number of bishops on a chessboard is meant to literally represent the Catholic Church in its fullness. But then Rome had a rabbit in their pointy pope hat, which was something the others didn't have, and they weren't afraid to use it.
Had a rabbit in their pointy pope hat?
A metaphorical rabbit they had, yes.
I was going to say, a bit odd having a rabbit on your hat, but I suppose, are you trying to get to like a magician when they pull a rabbit out of the hat?
Yes, they had something in there that the others didn't have.
Like a cheese sandwich, or like marmalade sandwich, like Paddington Bear did.
Even better.
Mm.
Rome had Jesus' wingman, his brethren, his ride or die, the apostle, Peter.
Yes, that's not really a name for a wingman, is it? I mean, look at Maverick and Goose and things like that, and Iceman and Slider, but then you got, what's his name? And Peter.
What's his name and Peter? His name will be Jesus.
Oh, Jesus and Peter.
And Peter. Yeah, that's what's his name. According to Christian tradition, Peter somehow fell foul of the famously easygoing Emperor Nero and was crucified in Rome, and then, after he was crucified, was buried there too. But not to worry, because dying left Peter free to take on a couple of new jobs, one as a saint and the other as the bouncer on the pearly gates. Yes, is that St. Peter?
So he's dead, but he's still doing stuff.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have pound of flesh, these people, didn't they?
He's the one who stands on the pearly gates, and when you approach, you'll say, "Hello, Neil. Where do you think you're going?" He'll say.
He'll let me go. He'll go, "Oh, hey, all right, mate. I've seen your celebrity status."
Will he?
Yeah. Don't suppose you've got any nugget in your pocket, do you? That's what he'll say.
Yeah. He'll high-five you and say, "I enjoyed that one about Sergeant Stubby."
Hmm.
And then he'll ask people and have them to go back and listen to it like we should ask the listener. They're all available wherever you stream your podcasts. But what if now, while they were both down here, Jesus appointed Peter as head of the church and meant for this authority to be passed down through the bishops of Rome?
Right.
Now, that would be a lovely bit of authority the others couldn't match, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. But what authority did Jesus have to give Peter the authority? Was Jesus in charge of the Christian church back then? I don't know.
Well, I think famously Jesus is in charge of the Christian church. I mean, his surname was Christ. He was Mr. Christ, Christian Church. So I don't think we've got much of an argument there now. But there may be an argument to say that who said that Jesus appointed Peter as head of the church and meant for his authority to be passed down through the bishops of Rome, because it came to pass that the bishop of Rome was no longer just the bishop of Rome, but the actual Pope, the leader of the entire Catholic Church. He could excommunicate people, set religious doctrine and guide beliefs, and even tell the bishops of Alexandria and Antioch to go and do one.
As you would, probably, if you wanted to be the top boy or girl. Let's not be sexist.
Well, I don't think there's ever been a female Pope.
No, it'll change. It's got to, haven't they?
But they set him up, this Pope person, to be the head honcho. So there was a bit of jiggery-pokery going on there, I do believe, Neil.
I'm sure there was in the Roman Catholic Church.
What do we mean by excommunicate?
It means you take back what you said.
No.
Oh.
You might want to excommunicate that. It means to be cut off from the church. It means that you're no longer part of the church. You are excommunicated from it, which in those days was a very, very big deal. In fact, not just in those days, right up until even probably today, there are people who'd be very upset if they were excommunicated from the Catholic Church, because it means that they can no longer get into heaven.
So it's a bit like the Ring of Trust in the Fockers, the Circle of Trust in the film The Fockers. The dad has a circle of trust, and once you're in it, you stay in it, but once you're out of it, you can't get back in it.
Okay, if that's your point of reference. Now, in a deeply religious world, divine approval mattered a lot.
Did it?
And now we've the authority on earth established, ordained by Jesus himself, no less. And we've established who Jesus was. It meant that without leaving Rome, the Pope's blessing would bring instant legitimacy to anyone's claim for power. Even if you had a sword that you could lift aloft and shout, "I am the power!" It wouldn't make any difference unless the Pope said you were.
Really? So He-Man couldn't beat the Pope?
No.
Wow.
No, not even in a straight fight. When Pope Leo III got to bestow his blessings on Charlemagne as Holy Roman Emperor on Christmas
I bet
Day
he
in
did.
the year 800, the endorsement didn't grant him sweeping control over all Europe, but did signal that Charlemagne had the approval of the Church, and that was a huge, huge deal that put him beyond challengers and usurpers.
I'm going to bestow my stuff on you, with whatever her name is. That's what he said, didn't he?
Charlemagne, I thought you were some expert, world-renowned leading expert.
I am, but I've never heard somebody spaffing on someone calling it, I'm bestowing this onto you.
Bestowing.
Bestowing, that's it.
He bestowed his blessings.
Oh, that's a posh word of saying, is that? Oh dear, I'm just about to bestow my blessings.
It's not bespow, it's bestow.
Whatever.
As in like bestow, but the W on the end. Now then, Neil, please.
Hello.
This blessing was all the difference between being viewed as a big stinky imposter or a heavenly hand-picked ruler.
Really?
And then if you're made Holy Roman Emperor, you get to shoot blue lightning bolts out of your fingers.
Dear.
Yeah. Beneath the powerful position of Holy Roman Emperor, you had the likes of the Dukes of Spoleto and other noble families, as well as influential Roman dynasties like the Carolingians.
What about the Dukes of Hazzard?
And the Kardashians, they didn't really figure at this point in time, all vying for influence by trying to control who gets to sit on the papal throne and control the Christian world.
Right, okay.
This wasn't just a magazine, periodical. It was actually the world, the Christian world, apart from the Islamic bits and the Jewish bits and the Hindu bits.
Yeah.
And those, The Carolingians were once the undisputed rulers of Western Europe under Emperor Charlemagne. However, by the late 9th century, due to some good old infighting in politics and that, the dynasty was fading and struggling to keep its grip on power. Meanwhile, the Dukes of Spoleto were a powerful aristocratic family in control of a region of central Italy, northeast of Rome.
I suppose that's what happened to our dynasty, because Dallas came along, and then obviously you got the Dukes of Hazzard, which was a better programme, so lots more people watched that. Is that sort of similar way, isn't it?
Again, if that's your point of reference, we'll go there. By the mid-800s, they were just good old boys, never meaning no harm, but positioning themselves as true protectors of Rome.
So we did there. That was good. Hold on.
That's Dukes of Spoleto, you see.
That was off the cuff, that wasn't it? Hold on.
Yeah. By the latter part of the century, they'd become serious regional players with a growing influence over the papacy. So for both families, getting the Pope on their side was everything. It gave you legitimacy, it gave you more power, it made you attractive to key allies, and it made you money. That's what I like.
There you go. There's that word comes into it.
So both the Carolingians and the Spoletos were constantly scheming and manoeuvring to get one over the other and install a pope who was sympathetic to their cause, but wouldn't so much as flush the toilet when visiting their rivals.
Okay, right, fair enough. Inviting them around for dinner and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just leave it there like a rusty torpedo in the bottom of the pan until someone else had to go in. But regardless of who put you there, or even who you chose to suck up to get you there, Neil, being Pope in the 800s was not good for your health. They rattled through them at a fair old rate.
Did they?
Yes, that's why I said it. A few popes were told to stop what they were doing and just get out.
Right.
Some just died.
Yeah, fair enough.
Some died under suspicious circumstances.
Ooh.
And some died in not at all suspicious circumstances because it was obvious very violent and nasty circumstances had occurred.
Oh, it was a violent time, wasn't it?
And all of them had the stress of navigating intense political pressures just to be allowed to keep wearing their nice robes and pointy hat. And then, shoved right into this revolving door of pontificates, came a man named Formosus.
Yeah, the one with the Indian food.
Yeah, he invented the osmosis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Formosus, as you know, Neil, is a name which means handsome.
Yes, I'd have told you that if you'd asked me.
He was probably a local lad, a native of Rome, and he must have been born around 1816 because he was referred to as an old man of 80 when he died in 896. So you see what I did there? I did some quick mathematics.
He was born in 1816, you said. So he was like backwards.
What?
You said you were born in 1816.
No, 816. He didn't live in reverse.
But you said 1816. So I thought, how's he gone back 1,000 years? Cool, these religious people are good, aren't they?
No, he was born in 816. And if I did say 1816, I do apologise, but that will be edited out anyway. And he died in 896, so we can refer to that by my quick mathematics, which I was very proud of and give this kind of bobbed all over. But he was about 80 years on.
80 years old, wow. That's good living back then, isn't it?
That's what I said, yes. Formosus was actually his given name at birth, not just a papal name he would adopt. That didn't come in until about 100 years later, after they passed the law, meaning that you couldn't do that anymore.
Well, if you had these papal names, you'd think you'd come up with something cracking, wouldn't you? Something like Glitter Hands or something like that, or, you know, something really sort of catchy.
Pope Glitter Hands.
Yeah.
What would your Pope name be then? You going for Pope Glitter Hands?
I don't know. I think it would be, what's it called? It's Steel, what it was from that one of past episodes. What was that? That steel company?
Oh, yeah.
Remington Steel. Remington Steel, I think that was it.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'll be that. Remington Steel.
Pope Remington Steel.
Yeah.
I'd go for, I'd go Pope Goes the Weasel.
Oh, yeah, so that's good, yeah. That could go into a popular song.
Pope Will Eat Itself.
That's
what I'm going for.
What about a bottle of fizzy Pope?
No one's ever been called Bottle of Fizzy Pope.
Perhaps they should.
Yes. Do you want to lick my ice pipe? No, I go with, Pope Will Eat Itself. Now, Formosus is the only Pope Formosus. There's been no first, second, thirds and fourths. And before he got there, he had a long history within the church. Strap yourself in, because we're now going to run through his church history.
Can we talk it instead? Because I don't want to run today.
Oh, okay, I'll relate it to you. He was made the Cardinal Bishop of Porto and soon built a reputation as a skilled diplomat. So he was packed off to Bulgaria as a papal legate, being an expert in all things. You would know what a legate is, so if you'd like to tell the listener.
It's say if you pull a muscle in your lower limbs, it hurts.
That's a legate.
All right. And also, it's something to do with legal representation.
Oh, that's not bad. The papal legate was the Pope's representative, an ambassador on behalf of the Pope, if you wish.
Yeah.
That's what a papal legate was. So he was sent to Bulgaria he was sent to Bulgaria as a papal legate, where he did such a good job that asked Pope Nicholas I if Formosus could become their permanent bishop.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Pope Nicholas said,
yes.
No. It was against the canon law to abandon your original bishopric. You can't abandon your bishopric. And some people had started to grumble that Formosus was getting a little bit too big for his boots, like a proper Pope's pet.
Right.
Even though it wasn't him that had asked for anything to do with Bulgaria. And so that was that for 8 years, when Pope Nicholas I capped it, and the new Pope, John VIII, sent Formosus as envoy to Charles the Bold, the King of West Francia and grandson of Charlemagne.
Right, okay. Yeah, we got there.
Yeah, and you, probably being an expert historian, would recognise Charles the Bold as good old Charlie Slaphead.
Yes.
Does that ring any bells?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, whether someone was whispering in Pope John's ear, or whether he didn't trust Formosus in the first place, he began to see the still Bishop of Porto as a political rival. In 876, Pope John VIII accused Formosus of conspiring to take over the papacy, abandoning his bishopric. Again, this bishopric.
Can't do things like that without permission. Well, I suppose you have to do it without permission, because you don't want to ask him permission if you can bang your bishopric, do you?
Well, he had permission because he was told to go to see old Charlie Slaphead, wasn't he?
All right. Go and see old Charlie Slaphead and bang the bishopric.
Yeah. He was also accused of stirring political unrest and
Oh.
causing the split in the Pussycat Dolls, all of which were serious violations that had him excommunicated from the church, Neil.
That would do it for me. So, I bet he had something to do with One Direction as well, didn't he?
Well, it doesn't say that.
Oof.
But John then lifted the sentence of excommunication after Formosus swore an oath never to return to Rome or serve as a priest again.
Did he?
He did.
How'd you swear an oath?
Do you promise never to come back to Rome or serve as a priest again? And you say, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Then, Neil.
Yeah.
Still there?
No.
Hello, Neil.
I'm here.
Then, Neil, it was Pope John's turn to die, and Pope Marinus I was wheeled in.
Marinus, like it.
And he was famously more of a mystique kind of guy, so he didn't really care for the Pussycat Dolls and wasted no time releasing Formosus from his oath that he'd sworn upon.
Fair enough. That's nice of him.
Yeah. So back into the church, Formosus was all like, don't you wish your cardinal bishop was hot like me? And once again rose in popularity.
Would do, especially if he did the dance routine as well.
He did, rather famously.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd win him over.
He especially became popular with the pro-Carolingians crowd. Remember them?
No. No idea.
I've spoken
Never
about
heard of
them.
him.
There was like
Have we?
Kim Carolingian.
Oh, yes, that's a doer. Yes, yeah.
With the Spoleto lot controlling much of central Italy and threatening the independence of the papal state itself, Formosus' support of the Carolingians was as much about strategy as it was about loyalty.
Yeah, strategy is good.
And his strategy, when the feeling's gone and you can't go on, turned out to be bob on. Because if we skip forward, bob on strategy when your feeling's gone and you can't go on, that's what they all said at the time. That's where that phrase comes from.
Is it?
Yeah, and the feeling's gone, you can't go on. Because if we skip forward 2 popes later in 891, I told you they rattled through them.
They do, didn't they?
Formosus himself was elected to the job by a unanimous decision because he had all the right friends in all the right places.
This unanimous person, he makes a lot of decisions, doesn't he? He does all court cases and everything. He must be a busy fella.
It's like this town of poverty. A lot of people die of poverty. Anyway, the Roman clergy saw Formosus as experienced, the nobility as a trusted diplomat, and the whole gang of Carolingians saw him as the very chap to push back against the growing influence of the Dukes of Spoleto in Rome.
So he's our man. He's the fella that get these guys out of the seat.
And so, the moment they got him all poped up and sat down in his comfy pope chair, they presented Formosus with a bit of a conundrum: who the dickens to endorse and eventually crown as the next Holy Roman Emperor. In the black shorts, weighing in 160 pounds, there was Lambert, who had already been crowned co-Holy Roman Emperor with his father and was a Spoleto man. So he was in with the Spoletos. In the white shorts, weighing in at 158.5 pounds, was the challenger and Carolingians pick, Arnulf of Carinthia.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Formosus' job was to choose between the two. Did he go with straightening the curves and flattening the hills? See what I did there?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And increasing the Dukes of Spoleto's control of the papal states? Or did he risk boiling their pee-pee and choose Arnulf to keep the papacy independent? In the end, in the year 896, Formosus raised the crown of Holy Roman Emperor and placed it on the head of...
The first one, you said.
Lambert?
No, the opposition to the...
it's 82. You can't say no, one then go, no.
No, I just thought about it. You threw it on my lap, and I was like, I was a bit like a rabbit in the headlights. But now I've thought about it. I'm going to say it was the 158 pounder, the white shorts.
So you're going Arnulf?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You don't want to change your mind?
No, that's what I'm sticking with. I made my decision. I stick by my decisions.
You stick with Arnulf, do you?
Yep.
The correct answer was...
Yep.
Moving on. And then Formosus died.
All right.
It was Arnulf, wasn't it?
Yes.
Mind you said you were an expert, so I suppose you
Told you.
And then Formosus went and died. It was his turn.
Did he?
Yeah, because he was Pope. That's what they have to do. The Dukes of Spoleto were angrier than a tin bucket of rattlesnakes on a hot barbecue meal. In their eyes, the Pope had just humiliated their family and stole their claim to the throne.
I could see that, yeah.
We don't know for sure how Formosus died. Some say illness, others that he was emotionally drained, and others that he simply succumbed to being 80 in the early Middle Ages. But whatever the truth, those cunning Spoletans saw their chance.
Yeah.
But, oh no, Neil.
Well, go on.
Oh no. Oh no, Neil.
Okay.
Oh no.
What? What?
The Cardinals only went and elected Pope Boniface VI, didn't they? Another Carolingian supporter. Now, that wasn't supposed to happen.
No, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it?
Wasn't supposed to happen. But don't panic, Neil, please. Calm down. You just take some breaths.
I was getting a bit worried at a minute, yeah.
You got a brown paper bag there. I'll breathe into that for a little moment if I were you.
I'm all right. I'm fine.
You're actually, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because just 15 days after being sworn in, Pope Boniface took his turn at dying. It was officially gout. It was most probably the type of gout that causes your head to fall off.
Oh, okay. So it's like somebody that slipped and accidentally stabbed himself 15 times while shaving.
Yes.
Yeah.
But officially, through history, it's been recorded as gout. But
They should do medicals for him before they start, shouldn't they?
They should
Just put them on a running machine and check the blood pressure and stuff and just make sure they're all right.
A heart monitor or something.
Yeah.
See if they're pope-tastic. And so, in 896, enter a new pope.
Oh, go on then.
Stephen VI.
Stephen VI.
Now, there can't be anything wrong with him with a name like that, can there?
What, the 6th?
No, Stephen. But it's spelled it with a PH as a step pen, so there probably is something a bit dodgy. He was a local favourite, the son of Rome and the son of a priest, and he was the bishop of Anagni, and he was backed by Lambert, and he was backed by the Dukes of Spoleto, and he was chomping at the bit to deliver the revenge Lambert and the Dukes craved.
Perfect man for the job then, surely.
So naturally, Pope Stevie did what anyone would do in this situation.
Enjoy the power.
So what you'd do?
No, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably think to myself, well, let's just let the dust settle and then we'll see what we can do.
Even for you, it wouldn't be what he did. He had the 9-month-old corpse of his predecessor's predecessor dug up from his grave. Then for his next move, he dressed up Formosus in his full official papal dressing-up outfit and put him on trial for perjury, violation of canon law, for serving as a bishop in 2 places, which was a bit harsh because he was the Cardinal Bishop of Porto, but he was also then, they got him on a technicality that being Pope, he was also the Bishop of Rome. They got him.
Sorry, Steve, but this Stevie, it goes with the name because he's a bit of a thickie. How do you think this chap's going to respond if he's been dead for so long and buried?
Just you sit there and he'll keep your little white tush on your chair. They also got him for illegally becoming Pope.
Where was he doing that then?
Well, no, but they said he was. And so, in 897, the Cadaver Synod began. Synod, of course, meaning...
Yeah, go on.
Oh, you're not going to tell, boys and girls.
We haven't got a clue.
Synod, of course, meaning a trial within the church.
That's it.
Formosus' rotting dead corpse was propped up on a throne inside the Basilica of St. John Lateran, overseeing proceedings was the totally impartial court-appointed judge.
Rinda. Judy?
Judge Dredd? No, Pope Stephen VI.
Oh, yourselves. Well done. Well done, Stevens.
For several hours straight, Stephen, who also led for the prosecution, ranted and raged at the smelly corpse, but Formosus stubbornly refused to break, remaining silent throughout. So he was made of sterner stuff.
That takes a lot of character.
Only occasionally it was a junior deacon allowed to speak on the body's behalf, claiming some woke nonsense about being happily dead and buried for 9 months until they went and dug him up. Then at last, after hours and hours of tense legal argument, came the big moment. The verdict was about to be announced by the foreman of the jury, a chap by the name of Pope Stephen VI.
Right.
The court held its breath, reporters' pencils hovered over their notepads, and one of Formosus's eyeballs plopped out and slithered to the floor. To a collective gasp, Pope Stephen declared Formosus guilty on all charges, including a new one of making a mess on the courtroom floor. Formosus was unpoped, had the 3 fingers he once used to bless people cut off, and was carted off to be buried in an undignified graveyard for foreigners.
I tell you what, he must have felt horrible after all that. Got off all that, and his fingers chopped off and stuff. But I feel sorry for the fella.
Yeah. I don't know whether he doesn't record what his reaction was. Of course, this was far too lenient. That's probably what you're thinking, isn't it now?
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah.
I mean, woke lefties. And so Pope Stephen had the body dug up again, dragged across Rome and chucked into the Tiber River, where it eventually washed up on the shore to be found by a monk.
It still well to stay together, isn't it?
But I don't think it did. You imagine dragging it through the cobbled streets of Rome and hands falling off.
Yeah, so walking past, your dog comes home with a foot in its mouth.
Yeah. That's actually an illness that affects sheep.
Yeah.
Shouldn't make light of that. Now, Rome had survived, so that's probably where it comes from.
Could be.
There probably was some sheep who found a bit of foot and a bit of mouth.
A bit of mouth. Correct. Yeah, that's a good idea, Steve. Well done. Nice thinking.
I think we've solved that. We'll get in touch with the Royal Veterinary Society after this.
And stop dragging dead people through the streets and it'll have saved sheep.
Rome had survived some pretty mad and wild emperors in its time. They watched horses being made priests and fed oats mixed with flakes of pure gold. One emperor was said to have fiddled while Rome burned. That's your hero, isn't it? And then another declared war on the sea, ordering his soldiers to stab the water. Because of this, it's true. Because of this, the city and its people had a high tolerance of strange and shocking incidents, but dragging the mouldering, dismembered corpse of the former pope through the streets in front of everyone, and then bunging him into a river, only after you've put his exhumed dead body on trial, of course, was such a horrific thing to do. Even Rome was shocked. Really?
Not seeing a line of soldiers stabbing the sea?
No, that was everyday stuff.
Okay.
Neil.
Hello.
That didn't even make waves. Public opinion turned against Pope Stephen, and what was supposed to look like a don't mess with us display of strength and power ended up looking like the twisted vendetta of a maniac.
Yes.
On top of that, do you remember that monk who found Formosus, all wet and dead on the banks of the Tiber? Do you remember him?
No.
Well, if you go back in your memory about 3 minutes, he was mentioned as finding the body on the side of the River Tiber.
Right.
And it's a good job he did, because rumours spread that Formosus' stinky, rapidly disintegrating corpse had been magically resurrected. Hallelujah.
Wow.
And it was performing miracles, a sign many believed to be divine vengeance. Riots erupted across the Eternal City, and old Stevie Boy, the personal choice of Lambert and the Dukes of Spoletta, was now the singularly most hated man around. That's what happens, see? Step pens.
Yeah, they've done all that, and the people said, well, actually, no, because this fella's coming back now, after being buried 3 times and been dragged through the streets and chucked in a river, he's actually still alive.
Can't keep a good man down.
No.
The clamour for justice was deafening, and soon Pope Stephen VI was arrested, stripped of his power and thrown into prison, where he was later found strangled in his cell, although nobody saw nothing.
Yeah, deny everything, Baldrick.
It's like a 9th century Jeffrey Epstein, isn't it? On top of this, the next few popes ended up reversing everything Stephen did.
I should think he's knackered now that at times he's been moved around, that fella.
Today, Neil. Hello, Neil.
Hello. What about today, please?
Today, the Cadaver Synod is remembered as one of the most surreal moments in history, exposing what happens when power stops being a responsibility and becomes an obsession.
You could relate that to some people in politics now, couldn't you, really?
Well, funny you should say, because it teaches us a lesson that has echoed through time. For every Pope Stephen VI, there's a bigger, more cunning and manipulative power getting away with it.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, the Carolingians and the Dukes of Spoleta, as far as we know, kind of got away with it, didn't they?
It sounds like it.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts there, please, Neil? How would you like to sum it up for the listener?
I just think they're as mad as a box of frogs. I think there's a power thing, and he's thinking, you know what? I'm in power. I'm going to show how powerful I am. I'm going to dig someone up and put them on trial, even though they can't do anything about it, because I'm as mad as a
bottle of chips.
Just a complete Looney Tune.
So thank you, listener, for tuning in again to another episode of
Honourable Mentions.
And I think that was possibly the earliest one we've ever done in terms of years.
No, we normally start about the same time.
No, Neil, no, Neil, you've got yourself confused again. No, I mean in terms of the years referenced during the podcast. I don't think we've been...
Oh, sorry, yes.
When we did another one, listener, you can go back and listen to, please do. Was when we did our friend Elmer. Yeah, the earliest one we probably done was in the year 10-something when we did Elmer of Malmesbury.
What about Mr. Ratsey, Gabriele Ratsey? What about him?
He was Elizabethan, so he was 1500.
Oh. Okay, fair enough then. May I say, Stephen, that people can go back and listen to some of our old episodes because there are some very interesting stories in there, lots of things you can talk with your chums and have a decent conversation. Like, for instance, 2 weeks ago, we did one about the history of the penalty kick. It's very interesting to have that conversation with perhaps someone over a pint.
Obviously, a listener can go back wherever they stream their podcasts and listen to our previous episodes. But say, Neil, pray tell, how would they manage to get in touch with us, or how would they find us on social media?
There we go. You can contact us through email at honourablementionspod@gmail.com. You can find us on all your downloadable objects like Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, and Discord. You can also message us through Spotify if you'd like to send us a message. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I was laughing over downloadable objects. Did you say Instagram?
I didn't say Instagram. And also you can get us on Instagram.
And Reddit. We're on Reddit as well. If
and then we're on Reddit as well. You can also get us. You can also message us on Reddit.
Thank you, listener. And thank you there, Neil, for your lovely velvety tones to see us out.
Thank you. Terms and conditions comply. Please ask for bill payer's permission before sending an email.
My advice, listener, try not to become Pope in the early Middle Ages because the life expectancy isn't all it's cracked up to be. And we will see you again next week for more exciting episodes of people through history that you probably would never have heard of until we told you about them on...
That will be Honourable Mentions.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I sounded posh at the end.
Blessings be upon you, listener. What did you make of that, then? Dead bodies, courtroom drama, political shenanigans, power struggles, and fried savory turnovers from the Indian subcontinent. The story had everything except monks and dubious miracles. What? It did? Well, I never. Talk about your money's worth. Now, don't miss out on any further episodes, listener. Please, leave a 5-star review and subscribe now. Honourable Mentions. Hilarious History is researched by Stephen with a V-Web and is an Uncover Brothers production. If after all that, you still want more, then may I suggest you visit wherever you stream your music and listen to Pepe and the Bandits. They wrote and performed the theme tune you hear at the start of every episode. Arrivederci per ora, my children.